Hello everyone. So welcome to today's session which is on the Diala section preparation strategy. So as you all know that in CAT, the make or break section, the most important section that determines your percentile is indeed the Diala section, which means the Diala section is of paramount importance in the way you score and prepare for this section. So today I'll be telling you the Diala section preference strategy. As you know, I'm both a CAT as well as a Diala 100 percentiler, one of the topmost educators on Unacademy and Unacademy Plus for the CAT and the MBA exams segment. This is a brief about myself, and I would also like to take the opportunity to inform all of you about the Plus course that I'm running for DLR. Batch 1 has already started. It's part of the Ultimate Score Boost in Unacademy Plus series, which tries to give your scores a 20-25 mark boost in every section that can help you convert your dream percentile. So how do you get to be a part of these DLR live classes? You need to go to unacademy.com/plus, and there you need to subscribe to the Unacademy Plus CAT subscription. You can use the discount code Nilanjan.yt while subscribing. So basically, these are your Unacademy Plus CAT subscription options. Here the most recommended and the one that is most useful is the 12-month subscription plan, because remember, CAT is almost 10 months away, which means to be subscribed for the entire period till CAT, as well as the non-CAT exams like ZAT, IFT and so on, as well as the GDPI, the 12-month subscription alone can suffice. The lower duration subscriptions will not be that helpful, given that you will not retain the video recordings after a 3-month or 6-month period here. So to retain the video recording for the entire 12-month period till CAT, you need to be subscribed to the 12-month subscription plan. Also, as you can see, it is already available at 58% off. Plus, you can get yourself further discounts by using the discount code which is assigned to me for being a CAT and DLR 100 percentiler. That is my name, Nilanjan.yt. YT stands for YouTube. So Nilanjan.yt is a discount code that you use while subscribing to get additional discounts on the Unacademy Plus CAT subscription. Also, that includes not just the DI live classes, but the Quants live classes as well, including the Perfect Score batch for CAT 2020. So this is an initiative where CAT toppers and 100 percentilers and topmost educators on Unacademy have created a special batch called the Perfect Score batch, so that all those of you who are aiming for the perfect score in CAT 2020 can actually give wings to their dreams. It's going to cover all the 3 sections, VRC, DLR and QA, and it is exactly what you need to crack CAT 2020. So the course is also available as part of the 12-month subscription. Just use the code Nilanjan.yt while subscribing to Unacademy Plus. A lot of you have this question, how do you avail a discount? So what you do is, in the CAT subscription page, you select your subscription plan, after which here in the referral code section, you enter the code either Nilanjan Dutta or you enter Nilanjan.yt. And then you click on apply and you'll be good to go. Remember, Nilanjan.yt is what you can use for getting the best discounts on Unacademy Plus. But subscribe immediately this weekend itself, because starting this week we have a lot of new live classes coming up. So subscribe by Sunday today, midnight, so that you do not miss out on a single class that is coming up in this week. Also, for those of you who have any queries on the CAT subscription, what you can do is you can ping me at this number so that we can discuss any queries that you have on the Unacademy Plus CAT subscription, including being part of all the SimCAT discussions that we do, mock discussions that we do on the IMS, on the Unacademy special classes. To be a part of any of these, just make sure that you're pinging me here so that you can get to the automatic notification section, as well as you can discuss anything that you want before taking the Unacademy Plus CAT subscription. So let's get started with how do you guys prepare for DLR. The first and the most important part is what are the books that you should be referring for the DLR section. So in DLR, the best possible books are these. One is the DI by Arun Sharma and the LR book by Arun Sharma. The other option is a book by Nishit Sinha, which is a close competitor of the Arun Sharma suite of books. So either of them is something that you can refer to. Out of these books, Arun Sharma's book, what is very important is, for DLR section at least, make sure you're going through the LOD 3 questions, because those are very useful as far as CAT is concerned. Unlike in quants and verbal where I say focus on LOD 1 and 2, LOD 3 of Arun Sharma, both DI and LR book are most relevant as far as the challenging type of DLR sets are concerned that are prominent in CAT. The other one is going for a book by Nishit Sinha is equally important. Along with that, you can go for a third book, that is The Concepts of LR by Gajendra Sir, which is another very popular book. The next thing I need to keep in mind is what are the DLR habits that you need to look to inculcate over the next 9-10 months. The most important of them is being able to solve sets in a time-bound manner. So do not just start with the idea that every time you'll be giving yourself unlimited time to solve the set, unlimited time to do hit and trial and get the answers. No. Every set should be tried in a 10 to 12 minute fashion. Initially you can try with 12 minutes, but as far as CAT is concerned, you should be looking at less than equal to 10 minutes approaches. So initially, even if you start at 12 minutes, in a couple of months time, you'll have to prune that time down to 10 minutes. Because remember, as an Unacademy Plus student, all of you expected to attempt at least 6 sets as far as CAT is concerned, preferably a 7th or an 8th set in DLR. Solving Sudokus and puzzles is another habit that is a very important and a very good to have, because especially if you look at the kind of awkward, challenging DLR sets that have been given in the last few years, which are unstructured sets in nature, it's very important that you're able to process this unstructured set of data into meaningful approaches. And that is why it's very important that you have a knack of solving Sudokus and puzzles, along with understanding structured approaches to key sets. Finally, what you need to do is practice using the options and questions clues to solve challenging sets. A lot of these challenging sets, what they have is the question and options are very close. So you can use them to your advantage in a smartly. That would really help you as far as your preparations are concerned. So anybody any questions as far as the DLR habits and so on? One of the important things I'd like to say is, if you look at the last few years of CAT, almost every set has been not on the moderate to difficult side. Maybe one set has been easy to moderate, rest 7 have been on the moderate difficult side. But if you look at most of the difficult sets, in most of the difficult sets, at least 3 if not all 4 questions could have been solved, answered without even solving the entire set, simply by following this approach, that is using the options and questions to your advantage. Why is it so easy to do that? Simple reason. What is a difficult set? A difficult set is one which has few clues. But the good thing about DILR is you have 4 questions with 4 set of options, that is 16 additional clues in every set. So even if they give you few clues in the actual set, in the question options, they end up giving you 16 additional clues that you can work with to solve the entire set. Because remember, all the 16 clues are pertaining to the same data set in DILR, which means one particular question's options will impact the options of other particular questions in the same set. So using that to your advantage can become a major boost to your DILR section, especially if you can combine a bit of structured approaches, and when you're getting stuck in the structured approaches, you can combine it with options and questions way of solving. That would be really handy. The next thing is, what do you all do as far as the day-to-day practice is concerned? So 2 DILR sets daily is very important, so that in the next 250 to 300 days, you can already prepare 500 to 600 sets. And if you prepare 500 sets from now until CAT religiously 2 sets a day, it would be a very well done job. All you do is, for each set, take out 20 minutes time, 10 minutes to solving it by yourself, and the rest 10 minutes is another very important part of each set, that is analyze the solutions. Analyze solutions, analyze the option-based approaches, how you could have used them to your advantage. The 2 sets that you're trying daily, one should be of moderate types, one should be of difficult types. But make sure whatever you're doing, you're analyzing the solutions very well. And one of the best sources of preparing are sets that are from past year mocks. If you have already them, then that would be very useful. Also, on my Unacademy channel and in my special classes, what I do is I discuss the SimCAT sets. A lot of the SimCAT sets are discussed in my Unacademy channel. So in the description link below, you'll find a link to my Unacademy channel where you can make sure that you're attending all these discussions as far as these IMS SimCAT sets are concerned, given that we've just been done a tie-up with the IMS team for discussion of SimCAT sets on my Unacademy channel. So to be part of these SimCAT discussions, make sure that you're added to my channel, you're subscribing me on my channel. Plus, those of you who want to be part of the discussions or want to be part of the Unacademy Plus subscription can ping me here so that you're informed whenever there is a classes coming up, or whenever there's a Plus subscription thing coming up, you can be informed that you'll be added to the group. So you can ping me at this number. So any questions, anybody, as far as the DILR practice, preparation, strategy is concerned? Although they have questions, they can use the chat window or the comment section to put in their queries. Anybody, any queries thus far? DILR books are these, DILR habits are these, DILR practice is this. Make sure you're going through the SimCAT set discussions of the IMS mock that I'm doing on my Unacademy channel, as well as in my special classes. And for all of you who want to be part of the DILR batch 1, so we have the live classes which are going on. We have sessions lined up this week as well. So make sure you're going for a 12-month subscription and you're doing that by tonight, that is Sunday midnight. They'll also give you access to the perfect score batch for CAT 2020. All those who have doubts on a CAT subscription can ping me at this number Remember, the discount code that you can use for an Unacademy Plus subscription is Nilanjan.yt. So let's move forward to the DILR section, attempting strategy. The first rule that you need to keep in mind as far as attempting sets is you need to attempt sets in less than equal to 10 minutes per set, which automatically means, given that CAT is a 1 hour section for each of the sections, you can attempt greater than equal to 6 sets in CAT. Preferably a 7th or 8th sets is what is ideal. In fact, in the past years, what we've seen is students who would attempt earlier 3 to 4 sets in CAT, they started attempting after 1 year of the DILR Live classes. In the next CAT, they started attempting as high as 7 sets, and some of them in fact increased their scores from less than 20 in DILR to as high as 99.99 percentile. That is the magic that happens when you start attempting more sets in less time. So the moment I say attempt more sets in less time, the next question is, how do you do that? The first thing that is important is understanding structured approaches for unstructured problems. A lot of these sets are indeed very challenging in nature. At the moment a set becomes challenging in nature, it's important that you come up with a structured approach, a well thought of approach that can be applied to all similar sets, because the most important, biggest area of failure of CAT aspirants is that when they encounter a set which is unstructured in nature, they end up wasting 5-6 minutes trying to initially figure out how to approach. So what the structured approach does is this confusion on how do I go about starting to approach the set, that gets resolved. So practicing structured approaches and understanding structured approaches is a must, which is why it's important that you attend all the classes by me live on Unacademy Plus. Do not just watch the video recordings, make sure you're watching them live on Unacademy Plus so that you can master these structured approaches. The next thing is understanding that you get marks for solving questions and not sets. So often a set is difficult, but if you look at the questions, maybe 3 out of the 4 questions could have been done in 3-4 minutes. Maybe that one remaining question might have taken the entire set, that is 10 minutes to solve, but when the 3 questions can be done in 3-4 minutes, it's more important that you focus on answering those 3 questions than wasting time on the 4th question, which might be very difficult as far as it might require an entire difficult set to be solved. Remember, your ultimate objective is not to solve sets, it is to maximize your marks, because ultimately if you maximize your marks, your percentile will also be maximized in the DILR section. The next thing is never leave a question unattempted in DILR. Again, there's something that I feel a lot of aspirants want to do is they tend to make 2 mistakes. One, they tend to decide that they'll waste 1-2 minutes going through every set. That is a total of around 10 to 12 minutes at the start, going through all the sets. We'll try to figure out which sets are easy. Please understand that if you're glancing through a set in 1 to 2 minutes, you can never identify whether the set is easy, moderate or difficult. It's only when you go into the crux of the set you realize that the set might actually be easy, moderate or difficult. Often easy sets are disguised with a lot of information to make it seem like lengthy, whereas a lot of difficult sets are shown as easy just because there is very little information that is mentioned in the set. So do not judge a set by the length of the set or by just skimming it in 1-2 minutes. I can never give you the true picture. Instead of wasting time in this, it makes more sense to attempt sets. One more thing, if you're attempting already greater than equal to 6 sets, that is basically 7 or 8 sets in CAT, then basically all you need to do is this. In a linear sequence, attempt every set. Why? Because if you're attempting 6 or 7 or 8 sets, that means you can never miss out on an easy set. So even if set 5 is easy, you would have reached till then, because you would anyways reach till maybe set 7 at least in the section. The only exception where you can leave a set is, let's say set 4 is on games and tournaments, and you've seen across the several mocks that you've taken in the past that games and tournaments is one of your weakest areas. You've seen that you have a habit of wasting a lot of time in games and tournament sets and not getting results. So in that case, what you can do is attempt in linear sequence 1, 2, 3. The moment you see set 4 of games and tournaments, skip it. Don't try reading the set to understand whether it's easy, moderate, or difficult. No. The moment you see it's from a topic you're not comfortable with, skip and move on to set 5, set 6, and then as follows. Only maybe when you're choosing the last set out of the two, if you have to make a choice, you can look at choosing whichever one is more convenient, but choose on the basis of topic and not on the basis of level of difficulty. The level of difficulty cannot be assessed until you're done with the set. So instead of wasting time in selecting sets, since you have to attempt almost all sets, given that you're attempting 7 sets on an average, it's important that you attempt a linear sequence, and the only set that you leave out is something where you have a terrible historic record. Also, in every set you're attempting, given that you've already invested some time in the set, make sure you're marking answers to every question in that set. Otherwise, the entire purpose of investing the minutes in that set gets wasted if you're leaving the question unattempted. Because remember, you get marks not for the set, but for answering the questions. The next thing is exploiting clues and options. As you might have seen, a lot of these set discussions that I've done on my Unacademy channel, Women Special Classes, Women Plus courses, the most common thing that comes out is a lot of times one questions options can help you solve every other question in the set answers easily. So it's important that you exploit the clues and options in one particular question as well to get to all the others in the set. So remember, this is the most useful way of solving sets, especially if you're getting stuck in the structured approach. Or what might happen is the structured approach may not click immediately, in which case when you're getting stuck, using the clues and options in the set can be a very handy technique. The final question thing is, all question options are set related, which is obvious because all of them are based on the same data. So be it a DI set or an LR set, remember, it will always be the same data, which means one question's options will impact the options in other questions in the set. So use that to your advantage when you're getting stuck, and the set can become so much more simpler. A lot of such examples you'll be getting once you start attending my live classes on DILR more regularly. But make sure you attend them live so you can understand the approaches that we are using, the combination of structured approaches, as well as these kind of tricks. So any questions? Anybody on the DILR section attempting strategy? So any questions? These are the reasons why DILR options work. A DILR set normally, the kind of challenge set you've been getting in CAT in the recent years, they take around 3-4 hours to be created. And then each question maybe takes around 20 minutes to be created. But when it comes to options, they are done in 15-20 seconds. In fact, options are sometimes similarly made to past paper options to get the right answer, and then they just put in random options to get done with it. And that is why it's easier to exploit this part where there's not much effort put in by the person who's setting the paper. Holds true for both your mocks as well as your actual CAT exam. So in DLR sets to attempt, as I said, look at which sets, based on your mocks dashboard, which sets are those where you've been scoring high consistently. Those sets where you've been scoring high consistently, and as far as the time front is concerned, also you've been doing well. Those are the sets you try to attempt more often. Identify those sets where your return on time, that is your marks per minute, is very low. Whichever sets your return on time is very low, skip those sets in the initial run and attempt all the other sets where your return on time is either moderate or high. Where the return on time is low, skip those, because remember, if you have a history of not doing well across a span of, let's say, 15, 20 or 30, 25 to 30 marks, it really means that you're not good in that topic. Don't try to look for whether the questions are easy or not in that topic. Instead, it's better to focus on whichever topics you are better at, because there you'll also feel a lot more confident while attempting. So I said, make sure you're practicing 2 sets daily. Take out 2 slots of 20 minutes anytime during the day. It need not be consecutive slots. Just take out 2 slots of 20 minutes and practice. Also make sure that you're going through all the discussion of the various sets from maybe SimCats and so on, which are available on my Unacademy channel. The link has been provided in the description below. Also, there are all these special classes where I discuss some of the sets both for DILR as well as quants, as well as VRC on my Unacademy channel. So make sure that you're attending each and every session for the same. Hi Sankalp. Also, as you all know, the DILR Plus course batch 1 has already started. Do not miss out any further classes. We have classes lined up for this week as well. So by Sunday midnight, all of you must be subscribed to the Unacademy Plus subscription. You're attending all these classes part of DILR. It's intended to give your scores a plus 20-25 marks boost. How do you attend these classes? To attend these classes, you need to be part of the Unacademy Plus CAT subscription. For these subscription options, the most useful is a 12-month subscription plan. Given that CAT is around 9-10 months away, this is the only one which will be useful for CAT aspirants. So it's already available at 58% off. Plus, if you use the discount code Nilanjan.yt, it'll come out to be even more cheaper. But make sure you're subscribing before Sunday midnight. Sunday midnight, that is tonight midnight. Make sure you're subscribing and using the discount code Nilanjan.yt while subscribing. That'll reduce the prices even below what I was mentioned here. As you all know, I'm a CAT as well as a DILR 100% Tyler. So this CAT subscription will give you access to all the sections, VRC, DILR and quant, including the special batch alert, which is the perfect score batch for CAT 2020. So all those of you who are aspiring for the perfect score in CAT 2020, here's your chance to get mentored by CAT toppers, 100% Tylers and other top educators to help you realize your CAT 20 dream percentile. So how do you get the discount? You select the CAT subscription, then you select the 12-month subscription plan. Here in the referral code section, you select Nilanjan Dutta, or you can enter Nilanjan.yt and you can subscribe. Once you subscribe, it will say, if you click on apply, it will say the code is applied successfully, the discount will come, the price will reduce, and you'll be good to go. But do that before Sunday midnight. Also, do make sure that you are following this particular channel link that is there in the description below to make sure you're not missing out any further live classes for DILR, for any of the other sections, for Quant or VA RC on my Unacademy channel. On that note, thank you everybody and happy learning.